Morning, guys. Forgive the glare. It's really bright outside this morning, but I wanted to show you my little addition I noticed peeking out in the background from my video yesterday. And this is my little Dracania plant. I have been wanting one of these, but I finally found an affordable one at Walmart for $14 a few months ago, and it has grown significantly. It is Ozzy's favorite plant. Unfortunately, it is not safe for him to nibble on, which he's been doing. So I called the vet like 3 times. She's probably sick of me because he kept gnawing at the leaves. The bottom ones he grabbed a hold of and would chew on. You can see little teeth marks in some of them. I hope that I backed him off of them. What I did was I mixed some cayenne pepper with water and dipped the You got me a mess around here, don't you? I dipped the tips in cayenne pepper paste, and he stopped. He stopped chewing on them. Vet said it was okay. But he did do a lot of damage to my poor little plant, and I've been wanting one for forever. So I was a little upset. But it's a cat's life. What you gonna do? If you look back here, I have new growth. This whole new bunch has grown this big in just a matter of like 2 weeks. It started off teeny tiny like this one down here. Let me show you. Started off teeny tiny like these, and in just a few weeks, that's about a week's worth of growth right there on that one. I'm getting new stems, I guess. There's another one peeking back there. I'm so excited. I'm so happy as long as Osbald doesn't poison himself. And look at him. Look how close he stays to the plant, you naughty little thing. And he likes to dig in the actual pot and has made me a mess when I water. And he, she, I don't know what plant this is. But I just wanted to show him off. Y'all know I'm trying my best to be a little Mary, quite contrary. So pretty. I just love it. Man, it's glary outside. Hola guys, good morning. It is Saturday morning. Not morning, it's about 11 something, and I'm up puttering around. And I thought it'd be the perfect opportunity to come and chismear, gossip, spill the tea on everything that's going on that has my head a jumble of activity without little pitchers with big ears listening. And I hear little pitchers stomping around upstairs, so he may appear at any second. But I know sometimes in between the halls I'll say, let me tell y'all about this, or I need to tell y'all about that, or I'll make another video about this or that or this or that. And some of y'all are genuinely, lovingly interested in what the heck is going on in my noodle and in my life. So I made a list, guys, a list of things for y'all to hear me catch up on. Okay, think back to when I told you guys a few hauls back that my ex's new wife had sent me text messages, and we were speaking back and forth. It had been almost a year. It would have been a year August 6th that I hadn't spoken to her, because the last time I spoke to her, I just had to tell her, back off, okay? So she respected my request and backed off. But the reason she contacted me, oh gosh, I keep saying the reason she contacted me was because she was doing her renewal of insurance for her change of circumstance, or change in life, renewals for insurance. Since she married little dude's dad, she has to renew things in her married name and just make everything match up. And her job offers her Aflac insurance. It also offers any stepchildren, legal stepchildren, since they are married now, coverage under Aflac. And she reached out to me and admittedly said, I probably should have reached out to you before I did it, but I put little dude under Aflac coverage. The policy she's using is cancer and accident. The kids are covered until 26 years of age, as a buffer to any expenses that insurance won't pay. I'm just learning about Aflac. I've seen that little duck on TV for years and years and years, but
I don't really know much about Aflac. And my first question was, how did you sign him up without social security number? Because his dad don't know a social security number. His dad is bad with numbers. She said, well, we don't need social security number. All we need is name and birth date, and we can sign them up. And she goes, again, I probably should have asked you before. She said, but it's such good coverage and it's free. Her company offers it for free. So she went ahead and signed him up, hoping it was okay. Now, my suspicious heart immediately went to, oh, you have my son on accident insurance. So what? Is he gonna all of a sudden start breaking bones and tumbling downstairs at your house now? That was my first thought. But that's just my nature. I'm not trying to be mean. I just have a very paranoid, the sky is falling nature to me. And then when someone who I haven't seen eye to eye, who I've had quite direct words with for years, says, oh, I put your son on an accident policy, I got a little leery. We ended up having a conversation, a decent conversation. I mean, I don't go out of my way to be mean to her. As long as she knows her place, I'm not mean to anybody, but I am very blunt. I am very direct. And but we ended up having a nice conversation. Aside from the entire time thinking, my little boy better not all of a sudden start breaking arms and legs and falling at your house, because I don't understand, if my child is in an accident, how the payout works. Now, she gave me all of the information of the agent. She sent me a copy of the policy. She sent me everything to answer any questions I might have, because she knows how I am. And I haven't really looked into it just yet, but I did verify in my emails that I have a copy of everything. And I do have the number of the agent if I have any questions, because that was my main thing. So is my kid all of a sudden going to start bumping and bruising and y'all guys are going to make a killing off of him? It's just my nature. I'm just paranoid, and that's just the way I thought. So that was that. I did learn a lot about her. She is one of these people who, once she starts to talk, she doesn't stop, and she offers way too much information. Like, you don't know me like that. You need to really be careful about the stuff that you share with people, because I'm very guarded, especially with women. But she was just telling me all her business. I ended up feeling sorry for her at the end, honestly, because it turns out the man she married is the man that I left. He has not changed. She just married the guy. But yeah, she told me way too much information. But I learned a lot about her personally, and I did walk away from that conversation knowing that she does love little dude. She does look out for little dude. She is the one who takes the brunt of the responsibility with little dude in regards to what he eats and how many calories he takes in and his medication and everything, which is no surprise. I've told you guys before. I know she's the one who takes care of him. But turns out we have a lot in common. The only difference is everything she's going through, I went through, but I got rid of him. She married him. But anywho, so that was that. One marked off the list. Next thing, one of the other hauls I was doing, I was talking about the sofa. I had bought this little thing to even out my sofa because little dude kind of dented it. And I mentioned, oh man, talk about sofa. I need to tell you about my mom. And I didn't tell y'all. Okay, my mother. My mother has been keeping little dude since the situation closed the schools down. My mother is 76 years old and absolutely incredible and awesome and loving and giving and selfless. But she's 76 years old and she's broken her hip. She broke her hip about almost 2 years ago. And she didn't stay the same. She is not as agile or able to move around as she used to be, and she refuses to accept it. She's always been very, very strong, very, very independent. So being old is heartbreaking for her. So she's really, really stubborn. And I got a phone call from my sister. I was at Goodwill of all places, and I got a phone call from my sister. Texted me and she said, Mel, are you almost here? I came home. Mom is on the floor. She's not hurt, but I can't lift her up myself. So I'm like, oh gosh. So here I come. Turned out my mom had slid off of a bed in the guest room and was on the ground. She told little dude, don't call your mom. She's going to panic. I'll get up. I always get up. Well, I get there, and my sister lift her up and find out that this happens quite often. See, what happens is when I drop little dude off in the morning, my mother, who spoils her grandbabies, says, take my bed, because there's a big screen TV in there. And if you wake up, want to watch TV, or me and little dude have this horrible, horrible habit where we're lulled to sleep with the TV. So he gets there early in the morning, turns the TV on and falls back asleep. Well, my mom, trying to make sure he's absolutely 100% comfortable, lets him have her room. She goes into the guest room where there are some twin beds, but they're very high. So when she gets up to start off her day, she plants her feet on the ground and kind of pushes herself up. Well, sometimes her feet go out from under her. Boop, she lands on her butt on the ground. Now, what we found out she had been doing forever is she scoots on over to the sofa chair in that same bedroom and lifts herself up. According to her, I do this all the time. Well, she hasn't been able to lift herself up. That day that my sister found her on the ground was the first day that she had not been able to get her up. And she told little dude, don't call your mom. I'll do it. And she couldn't. So that day I had a conversation with little dude and I said, look, I know she's your grandma and you want to pay attention to what she's saying, but I'm telling you, if that ever happens again, you call me. I'm not going to be mad at anybody. I'm not going to get in trouble at work. You guys are what's important. I don't want you here scared and I don't want her here on the ground hurt. Okay? Call me. Very next day, little dude calls me. Mom, she did it again. So I left work. I could not lift her up myself. I couldn't. I was scared of hurting her. She's little. I was scared of hurting her. I have sciatica. Did I tell you all that? I have sciatica and I hurt myself and I couldn't lift her and she is so stubborn. She didn't want me to dial 911. Eventually, after almost half an hour of her puttering around and dragging herself around from this chair to that sofa to this and that to get herself some leverage, I'm like, lady, are you kidding me? I'm feeling real stupid right now. I'm dialing 911. So I'd call 911. They come lift her up. She literally has a fire station maybe 5 minutes away from her house, if even that. They were there. Within 10 minutes, these big burly not paramedics, firemen come in, put a mask on her. They come in, pick her up, boop, put her on the bed and it's fine. So that day we had a conversation. My sister, my mother, and Caleb and I, all of us had a conversation. This is not going to happen again. Little dude will now sleep in the guest room. When he gets there in the morning, you will stay in your bed because she's never fallen off of her bed. She's fallen off of the twin size bed because it's a little higher. So you are not to tell little dude not to call me. I don't want any secrets. Secrets are dangerous. Secrets can hurt people or allow people to be hurt. I don't want any more secrets because those were little dude's words when I said, okay, yesterday you said that this happened all the time. Are you telling me, I asked Caleb, are you telling me that you see Nana on the floor a lot? Yeah. I said, why hadn't you told me? Because it was a secret. That made me mad. That broke my heart. So I stayed nice and calm because you have to stay calm with a 76-year-old and an autistic child. I said, I don't want any more secrets. They're dangerous. I need you to call me anytime Nana has a problem. And Nana, you need to never tell him again not to get another adult involved that can help ever again. So since then, little dude has been sleeping in the guest room when he gets there in the morning. My mom is back in her room and she's perfectly fine. She's just really, really stubborn. And I was beginning to feel, once I found all this out, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's almost like my 11-year-old autistic child was taking care of my 76-year-old mother. That's not cool. That's not okay. And I said as much. So now there's an understanding. Everything is fine. And she ain't falling on the floor anymore. So one more off the list. Okay. My big dude lets me know that his enlistment is over in November. They're already processing him out. They're doing all the paperwork. And he is not going to re-enlist. He said, sorry, it's my apple juice. He said, he goes, it is what it is. His job wasn't as exciting as he thought it was going to be. He probably should have signed up for a different MOS. And he's done. He didn't know if he was going to come home and live. He did ask me, Mom, would it be too much of a, how did he say? What did he ask me? Not a burden. He said, would it be too big an adjustment for me to come home? I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? No. You can have the downstairs bedroom. I mean, there's come home. So he was like, I'm thinking about it after I get out, I'm thinking about coming home. So we were all excited. Me, my mother, my sister, little dude, we were all excited that he was going to come home and live. And he didn't know if he was going to just apply for jobs as a veteran. He didn't know if he was going to go to school here. He just knew he was ready to come home. He was over the island. He was over the military life and all that. So he was going to come home. I was so excited. Okay, I started cleaning out closets, which is why I have all these boxes and bags of stuff that I've been carting off to Goodwill. Started off cleaning closets and drawers and just making the house more roomy for him, for his stuff. Then this week on Wednesday, which is why I went to Thrift Town and Goodwill, because my head was full of that and a few other little things I'm gonna tap into. Wednesday, he says, Mom, I've changed my mind. I think I'm gonna stay here for a little while longer. I may make it a permanent move. I'm not sure. I've gone ahead and decided I'm gonna enroll in the fall semester for computer science, and I think I'm gonna stay here, but I will definitely be home either for Thanksgiving or Christmas. Talk about a balloon losing its air. Okay, me, my mom, my sister, and little dude were all like, but you know what? At the end of the day, he's healthy, he's strong, he's responsible, he's an adult, he's 23, he's spreading his wings, he's flown the nest, and I'm very proud of him. It's bittersweet that he is a grown man making grown choices and grown decisions and setting roots. But my mommy heart wanted him home. And I know that's selfish, but I missed my kid, you know? But anyway, so that was that. So I went from really, really super high to really, really down low in a matter of like 48 hours. But that's the news with my big dude. So mark that off.
Here is the little nook before you go into the downstairs bathroom that I dedicated to my big dude. The clock reads the time that it is where he lives now. This just is so telling of any military mom, any mother of any child who moves away from home. This is like my heart's mantra. I know you guys who have had to let your babies fly the nest understand. This is when his first Christmas home. He was so thin. My heart broke when I saw him. He was so skinny and so thin and so tired, but he's a healthy, robust individual now. I got this at the Dollar Tree because it is true of my kids. The heart and lock are because they both hold the key to my heart. And the color of this frame has some blue in it. And I thrifted this guy a while back and wasn't sure where to use it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out these two photos, put them in here this way, and then find something in the center. I'm sure I have plenty of photos that I copied over in this sepia print to put right there.
Next thing that's been weighing heavily on me is little dude going back to school. Our schools here are opening September 8th, and I wanted more than anything to have him do virtual learning. But there are a couple issues with that. One being the internet in my mother's area, which is where he would be, is spotty, sketchy. So there's no guarantee that he would be able to get online. He has to commit to 4 hours of online classes, back and forth Zoom. We would have to buy a camera for my mom's computer. It's just a lot technically that we would have to consider going into that. Another thing is my mom, her health, falling off the bed, sliding off the bed, lots of doctor appointments, that type of thing, that I can't depend on her being there every day for him to do this. Another thing, and what really just killed it for me, was little dude is in a regular classroom with regular children. They do inclusion with him. He is able enough to be in an all-inclusive class, but sometimes he struggles like with math and reading. So what they do is they bring in resource special education teachers who will help him tweak how he learns. It can be an hour, it can be 45 minutes to an hour depending on how long the class is. So if he's struggling with reading or math the way they're being taught traditionally, the resource teachers come in and work with him one-on-one. Those resource teachers per our school district are not going to be available for online services because there are so many children that need resource help that the teachers are spread too thin for each student. Some of them are just not coming back. So that left me with no other choice other than to enroll him in face-to-face classes, and I'm terrified of it. They've put into place all kinds of safety measures, I mean, that sound good, but there's no guarantee that he's not going to be exposed, and I'm terrified, but I have no choice. I have absolutely no choice. Some people have said, well, can't you hire a tutor? No. Okay, my reality is not one that I can hire a tutor. Okay, I can't. Plus, that's not going to be okay with the district. You have to go to school. So I haven't made my peace. I've decided that I have to send him in face to face. I had to speak with his daycare, who is the only daycare in the neighborhood who takes children to that school. They were shut down not so long ago because there was a COVID case in that daycare. It has since been, squashed. It's open again. But that's scary. I mean, that place was already touched, and it's the only daycare that will take kids back and forth. They have all their safety precautions in place to get them back and forth to school. So it's not anything I'm looking forward to. When we were out buying school supplies, he was really excited. I know he misses being around other kids as much as he hates getting up early in the morning, but he was really excited getting school supplies, and he's really kind of looking forward to going back to school, but I can't share in that excitement because I'm terrified, and I don't want to terrify him, but I'm already going through all the rules that we've been going through for months now about him staying safe. So that's where my head has been mostly at right now. We're going to go out and pick up the last of the school supplies, which turns out not to have been a whole lot more because we had a stash of supplies from last year that we're going through. But that's good. What's happening with little dude and school, which is my main concern right now.
So here is little dude's school supply list for the 6th grade. And as I'm going through the list of the things that we purchased at Walmart this past weekend, I realized, hold on a second, I'm sure I have a lot of this stuff that was sent back from last year and the year before that he never even opened. So sure enough, I go in the garage and I find not just one, not just two, but 3 bags of school supplies that I'm going to go through and shop through and save me some money. I can't believe that the schools ask for all this stuff and then send all of it back, most of it back, at the end of the year.
I know.
Right? I think all the missing items on here are in one of these 3 bags. Let's see. So after going through all those bags of school supplies from last year, all of this was found in his backpack from last year. Only thing I need to buy now is 1 more bottle of school glue, a pocket dictionary, a package of disinfectant wipes, and a pair of earbuds. And that's it. And we probably have earbuds in the house. I know we have earbuds in the house. Michael left a whole brand new pack of earbuds. Got blue, red, gold, and silver.
We need earbuds because on the computers, if we get on something fun, we put them on.
Okay, so we definitely have earbuds. So yeah.
Like cool math.
Granted, school supplies individually aren't very expensive, but when you have to buy a whole list of them, it does add up, and I just saved money with the surplus from last year, and I still have all of these supplies. His backpack from last year is still full. Look at this, full.
That's my backpack from 3rd grade and 2nd grade.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a notice out on Facebook to see if anybody needs free school supplies, and they can just come get them, because times are tough right now, and maybe other parents are going through the same thing I'm going through. Like, really, we're spending money after money after money every year, and y'all are just sending this stuff back, or they don't use it at all. So Facebook is going to get a free school supply notice. And let's move on to what else we got going on today.
Next thing on my list is the car. I've been driving around a beat up old car for years and years and years because I'll drive something and use something until I can't anymore. I don't see any point in buying anything when you don't absolutely have to, but it's time. It's time. And I put out some feelers at 2 dealerships here in my area, and I made the mistake of letting them know I was interested in 2 vehicles, and they have been hounding me every stinking day by phone, by email, text. I don't like pressure situations. I don't. Look, people, I know what I will pay a month. I know what I want. I know how much I'll pay for a car. I already know. I don't want to walk in and you all try and upsell and get me into something that I don't want. I already know what I want. I'm not looking forward to dealing with those kind of little natty mosquito people. And I know it's their job, but I can switch real quick from cordial and polite to get out of my face real quick. And I'm just not looking forward to it. That is where we were heading over today. And I still might go. I didn't have a set appointment. I just did tell them that I was available on Saturday. And boy, they've been calling since 8 o'clock this morning. Will you come in? Will you come in? Ask for this person. Ask for this person. Look, man, just chill. But anywho, I really wanted a Jeep, but I've been speaking to Jeep owners who tell me if they break down, it's really expensive to pay for if you are out of your warranty. I've been told that they're not very comfortable for long term. They're like off-road kind of vehicles. It doesn't matter how luxurious and pretty and fancy they are, it is still a Jeep. So you're not going to get as much oomph for your buck as you would if you got like a nice bell and whistle sedan. So I really like the Hyundai Elantra, and I really liked the Nissan Sentra. I like both of those because of their safety features. I fell in love with a little Kia Forte. Kia turned out to be the safest of all of them. Now that's the research I do, okay? I'm not fancy, I'm not bougie. I do the research on gas mileage and safety features. How safe are they if, God forbid, we're ever in a rollover accident? On how affordable the insurance is. I want something cute, don't get me wrong, but I want something absolutely safe and affordable. So it's between the Elantra, the Sentra, and I got the little Kia Forte over here. The Jeep is my dream car, and I've just been dissuaded by people who own them, by people who have owned them, that probably shouldn't. So okay, fine. Plus, they were really expensive to insure. But that's going on there. I still don't know if I'm going to the dealership or not. Now this, okay, I'm kind of glad little dude went upstairs. The night that I did the tropical fruit taste testing, while I was eating the fruit, I could hear the little neighbor dog outside barking. When I was done, I went outside, and the little dog was in my yard. Okay?
Go back. Go back in your yard. Go back in. I'm gonna walk away so you can go back in. It's okay.
See, she's walking all along the edges, knocking down the dirt, trying to find her way back in her yard. At least she's untied, but dang. I wonder if she'll bite me if I try and help her in. Uh-oh. There's Princess. Come on in.
I don't know how to let you in. You're more scared of me than I am of you, or vice versa. I'm trying to help. Are you going to bite me? Where's your people? Huh? It's okay. If you bark at me, I'm running. Can you get in? Get in. Get in. There's the shadow of another dog backing. Oh. There it goes. There she goes. There she goes. But I see the silhouette of another dog back here. I knew there was two of them. But at least she's not tied up. And she looks pretty friggin' healthy. She's a fat little mama. No, no, no. You stay over there. No, no, no. And that's how they figured out to cover the holes with blankets. She's a lot bigger than she looked like from upstairs. But anywho, I'm going in.
I ended up having words with the neighbor. Not real bad words, but definitely words. When I walked out, I filmed the doggy. I came back in. The doggy kept barking. So I went back outside, and I heard the doggy whimpering and crying. My first instinct was, oh my gosh, this guy is hitting this little dog. I'm going to go get my phone. As I turned around to walk in, I'm like, no, idiot, you ain't got time for that. So I said, is everything okay? And a voice responded back, yeah, she just doesn't like to be tied up. I said, well, because she sounds like she's crying. Yeah, she puts up a fit when I tie her up, but she's fine. I'm like, well, if you could fix the holes on the fence, she could be loose. Yeah, I just haven't had a chance to go anywhere and get anything to fix the holes, but she's all right. I said, okay. And I walked in and I kept listening at the door to hear if I heard more whimpering or whatever, and I didn't. So as the days have gone by, he has since covered the hole again with a looks like a folding chair, and the little dog is loose because I saw her this morning running around. So she is sniffing around at the chair. She's trying to get back in my yard for some reason. I don't know why. She doesn't run off of the hill. She kind of slides down the hill a little bit, but she just sits there or walks along the fence line. So what's the whole point of you trying to get out? But anyway, she is loose. He has covered the hole with a folding chair. And my next step is to try and catch them abusing this dog. Not because I want the little dog abused, but because enough is enough, you know? I don't know who I was speaking to. There are a few people that live in that house, so I don't know which person I was speaking to, and I don't want to rock the boat because I have to live here. They're leasers, so they can leave whenever the heck they want and ruin my whole world if they're that type of person. I'm very leery. I grew up in the hood, so I tread lightly and very carefully in regards to confronting the neighbors because things can go bad really, really fast. I'm not saying they're bad people, but they are not doing the best for that little dog. So at least now he knows that I'm even way more aware of what the heck is going on, and now you done spoke to me. So please get your crap together. Now the last thing I want to talk about is when I was at Goodwill yesterday, I'm real friendly with the staff there. And as I was leaving, they're like, have you gone to the outlet? I said, no, I don't want to drive all the way to Fort Worth. It's too far. And I would like somebody to go with me to experience the whole thing. They're like, no, not the one in Fort Worth, here, the one in Dallas, right behind our store. I'm like, what? So they gave me a flyer. You guys, I almost passed out. I got so happy. You would have thought somebody put a plate of donuts in front of me. I was so friggin' happy. And the plan was that we were going to go today, but I went online to see what the situation was with, you know, the safety situation, how they were going to handle a bunch of people at the bins. And I found out that they're only giving you 2 hours of shopping and no child under 18 is allowed. So if little dude can't go with me because he was so excited about a toy bin, if little dude can't go with me, I'm just not gonna go. So that is my catching up. So I'm going to go see what we can get ourselves into today. And I just wanted to play catch up because I know a lot of you guys were asking and concerned and hoping my head wasn't going to pop. But that's everything that's going on. Nothing uber bad, just a lot of stuff. But until my next go around, until I see you guys again, I will talk to you guys very soon. I hope you all have an awesome weekend if I don't get to see y'all before Monday or any more this weekend. And I love y'all bunches. Bye-bye.